right. Hey, Tim from Timbo Toys here. Hey, I recently decided I wanted to redo this figure. I featured him in Figtober, and it's a custom head that I ordered, and then it's the body of the D&D character. Got that really cheap at Ollie's. I think it was like $4.99. But I'll put a picture up here of what he used to look like. I kind of kept the gold colors for the sleeves and decided I wanted to change that. So I came back and painted the sleeves dark purple and painted the robe here lighter purple. And really like the way it looks. Looks a little bit more customized. And I also decided I'm going to go ahead and do an upgrade here of his head. His head is, right now, I just had some blue tacky, some of this stuff right here that he was using to hold his head on, which is fine. That works. Nothing wrong with that. You get a lot of movement. But for most of my figures recently, I've been doing the hot glue head socket. And so I wanted just to share how I do that. I've done enough now. I feel pretty confident in my process. And so I thought I would share maybe to help some of you others if you're wanting to do a hot glue head socket for your figure. Thought this might be helpful. There are some, I think there's maybe 1 or 2 tutorials that are out there on YouTube. Maybe there's more, but I thought I would just share how I do it and kind of walk through the process here as I'm, finishing up redoing this guy and going to give him the hot glue head socket. All right, we'll be back. Okay, so you're going to want to start heating your hot glue gun up. Here's mine. I only have one setting on mine. I don't have a high and low on this one, and I've been using this one and not had any issues, so I'm going to let it warm up here, and then we'll prep the figure here to get ready to do that hot glue head socket. Okay, so back here, and I wanted to show this is one of the key ingredients for doing this. This is, Vaseline. If you can get a thing of Vaseline, a small thing, a travel size thing. But you're going to take that and you're going to apply that to, the part of the figure where the head's going to go down around the head socket part here. And that, what that does is it keeps the hot glue from, adhering to this plastic. So it forms, forms that socket around this, if you will. And so just adding that, Vaseline here on this. I kind of come down a little bit here too as well on the neck. If there's some that's still there when you're, after you're done, you can just, use a brush or something and wipe that off. But you just want to make sure you get it on all those plastic parts. I'm just using like a wood stick here to apply it. I mean, you can do it however you want, use your hands, whatever. But this is kind of the, key part of this, just getting that Vaseline on here, covered well on here. And I think I've got it there. So I think he's ready now for putting on the head. So here's the head of, this figure. I am, of course, drawing a blank, on his actual name. But, it's kind of this anvil head style figure. Or sculpt. But anyways, and so what I'm going to be doing then is I'm going to be taking my hot glue gun and the hole on this, if you can see that, the hole, the head socket hole there, I'm going to be putting a little bit of hot glue in there. I want to be careful not to put too much because I don't want it, leaking out, but enough that, I can then put it down on the figure and, it won't, leak out, but it'll just form a nice socket. So I'm going to try, this one kind of has a pretty shallow head socket, so it's not going to take a lot of glue to do this, but I'm going to go ahead and take my glue gun here, and I'm going to add in just a little bit of glue here to this to get it started. So let's get a little bit of glue in this socket. I think I need a new hot glue gun, so give me just a sec here, bear with me. I'm gonna kind of manually push down on the glue here to get it to come out, but there we go. And like I said, if there is some excess that comes out, you can trim that up when you're done. And so I think I've got the glue in there. I'm just gonna And you don't have to rush with this, so you can actually, you know, let it sit for just a little bit. I don't know if you can see, you know, the glue that I've got in there. Not a lot of glue. Again, I just want to form a socket of glue around the head socket here, the ball joint here, and now we're going to try to attach it here. So, like I said, you don't have to rush it, but we're going to try and put the head in here and see what happens. Okay, so I'm going to get it right where I want it, which is right about there. And once you get it where you want it, you just kind of let it sit for maybe a few minutes. Let it kind of harden up a little bit. And after it does that, we'll come back and you just kind of try, you know, moving the head to the left and right a little bit just to get it to loosen up, you know, that part that you've covered with the Vaseline. You know, that should, you know, release from around that warm glue, and then it creates this socket where, you know, you can move the head. And the thing I like about this is that, you know, the head is on there securely. You can pop the head off after you create the socket. I've seen people do that. I have not tried that yet, but you know, there's a socket in there that you know, technically would allow you to, you know, pop that head off, but I don't think I want to do that. I haven't tried that yet. I need to, but I haven't tried that yet. But I'm going to give it just a moment or two to dry and come back, and we'll kind of wiggle it and see if we have that hot glue head socket pocket. Okay, been a few minutes. We're back. We're going to take this guy and we're going to try just kind of wiggling this head. Just kind of look at it, make sure there's no, you know, glue seeping down or, you know, anything like that. It's usually dries pretty quickly. If you've used hot glue, you know what I'm talking about. But we're just going to try to wiggle this guy's head to the left here a little bit. Just kind of try and kind of feel it break free. But it should also have a socket in there, and this one seems to be working okay, I think. Yeah, it seems like it's on there and it's not you know, going anywhere. And I have some flexibility, so there's a little pocket there. And if you have some, you know, Vaseline that you know, is still showing on the neck, I kind of see some you know, in mine here, you can take an old brush and just, you know, wipe that off, you know, clear that out if you don't you know, want that. Yeah, he seems to be on there. This was a very shallow head socket, but I just kind of pull a little bit and he, you know, is pretty solid. And I still have some movement. Sometimes the up and down can be kind of limited. He seems to actually be giving me quite a bit of movement, so that's a good thing. I'm not going to lift him up by his head, but it does seem like you know, it's on there and staying on there. A little nervous to pull that off, but yeah, seems like he's good, and that head is secure on there. So that's how you do the hot glue head socket. You know, if you have another head that maybe has a deeper hole than what this one does, you know, fill that about halfway with the hot glue, and then you know, you're placing that ball socket in there and, you know, just letting it sit for a bit. But that's how you do the hot glue head socket. Okay, so returning with a little bit of an update here. Here is my character, and I went back and looked. His name, I named him Fladneg the Purple. Fladneg the Purple. So Fladneg is Gandalf spelled backwards. If you're wondering, you know, where I got that name from, this was a figure I did for Figtober, and the prompt from Starboy Station for this day was an alien wizard, or maybe it was a space wizard, and this was my space wizard. So I'm actually glad I went and, you know, made him more purple and took away the browns, because you know, I called him Fladneg the Purple, and he's his species is he's Arconian, I think is how you say that. But anyways, yeah, really you know, like the way he turned out. That head, you know, like I said, you know, that socket does hold. It also has a lot of flexibility too, so you know, I can, you know, move his head all around, rotate it. I did actually pop his head off, and it popped back on pretty easily. So you know, I've got some confidence, I guess, with, you know, being able to do that. But he's got quite a bit of flexibility with his head. You know, pretty happy with the the way he turned out. I definitely like the hot glue head socket a lot more than the blue tacky head socket, but you know, that works too. Most of my customs here that I've been doing, you know, especially the ones where I've bought heads, I've been doing the hot glue head socket, and just really happy with the way that that's turned out. I've even gone back and some of them that I had made previous where I was using the blue tacky, I've changed that to the hot glue head socket, and just, you know, for me it just it's a cleaner feel and look. But you know, excited to have this guy Flat and Egg the Purple rear end and ready to go. Well, I hope this was helpful in some way. If you do the hot glue head socket, you know, let me know how it turns out. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. But thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and have a great day.